Hey, welcome to Friday night, or Friday afternoon, actually in Vegas. Pat's here. T-Dub is
What's going on,
some
guys?
between downtown Dallas and Grapevine, stuck in traffic. He called. He said he'll be a little late, but he will be here. And anybody else who wants to jump in, stuck in traffic. Anybody else who wants to jump in can do it. And so link is up on there. And that's about it. Let's see, anything new? Let's see, the week, haven't worked on anything, been cleaning ATC parts. Tomorrow I'll do the gas tank and I'll video that and show you how I'm going to do and resurface the inside of that gas tank. There's a kit out there that you can buy to do it. So I'll do a video on that as I do it. We're still having problems getting, what is that plate called, Pat?
The stator plate.
The stator plate for the ignition off the bike. I thought that maybe it was such a good seal that if I took the spark plug out, we'd have air in there and sit there and we'd be able, no, it wouldn't come either. I screwed two screws in it and took two vice grips on it and I was literally just shaking that three-wheeler and it still wouldn't come off. So I don't know. There's got to be a trick, or maybe there's a key way to where you got to rotate it some way and then it comes off. I don't know, but it's what is it? A 1985 Honda 70cc three-wheeler, and we're trying to get that plate off so we can put the new ignition system on. So if anybody's got any ideas, love to hear them. Didn't do anything on the car. We'll do something this week. We'll start on the package tray. When T-Dub comes up for Christmas, he's got all the car stereo equipment that he's bringing. I had it shipped to Dallas to make sure that when I ordered it, that was the right stuff that he wanted and for him to go over it, and it was. So when he drives up from Dallas, he's bringing it with him. And when he's here for the 2 weeks that he's here over the holidays, he's going to be installing the car stereo in his free time in the Camaro. So that's what's going on there. Let's see, what else? I'm not going to pursue or do anything with the tailpipes on the car. David, what's going on? Harvey Spooner, would you know? I'm not going to do anything with the tailpipes until after the holidays because I don't know what it's going to cost me, and I'm still looking for a good shop. And Kenny said he was going to give me a good shop or a name of a couple of shops, and he hasn't come across yet. And frankly, I've been too busy doing other things to go ahead and ask him what it was. Harvey Spooner, fine, okay, all right, David. So. And the other thing I've been working on, of course, is the balsa wood model of the Corsair, and I just finished the wings last night, and we're getting ready to set the the landing gear wheel wells in. So that's where we're at. I did find the video that I was trying to show everybody next week, so probably about the 4:30 hour when we go into the second hour, once everybody gets on, if everybody else is going to get on. Oh, I know who Harvey Spooner is, David. But once we get everybody on, we'll sit there, and a few more people in the chat. We'll sit there and go ahead and show the video. I went to JJ's house to pick up the new shirts for the Hot Rod reunion, and he fired up his bucket, and that's what the video is. So if anybody wants to see a bucket fired up, stick around. We will be doing that. Pat must be playing a game because he's awful quiet.
Yep. Trying to kill a guy right now.
Monica said she missed you last week.
I was on last week, wasn't I?
Yeah, but she wasn't.
Oh. Well, that's Monica's fault.
Yeah, well. And so let's see what else. It's clear, sunny. I know everybody else across the country is freezing their butt off. We're damn close to it, or at least had snow. I know the Midwest suburbs in the Chicagoland area had about 8 inches of snow. My brother lives up there.
I measured it personally.
You measured it personally?
Yeah, I just laid down on the ground.
Oh. Ha 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 ha. And face first, right?
Yep.
Okay. And so, and I guess the cold wave, I guess Boston, last night they said Boston was like 5 degrees or something like that. So Dizzy must be freezing his butt off. Cloudy and 48. And you're in one of the Carolinas, north or south. I can't remember, David. Okay. Here we are. What are we here? We are 77 degrees and mostly cloudy, or mostly sunny. So we've been beautiful for the last week and a half, and will be great this weekend. And then come Monday, we're going to have good weather. And then towards, I think it's Wednesday, we get the wind coming in, and then another cell coming in. So I had both vehicles washed when we went and got them serviced to Finn Chevrolet. And of course, now that they're both clean, we're going to get rain. So isn't that the rule of thumb, is wash the vehicle and get them rained on? So
Yep.
I am going to get rid of my car because it just sits there. Actually, the service rider we're really good friends with, north, but it's below freezing in the mornings. Damn. North Carolina. Oof. But, excuse me. But service rider that we're really good friends with, Wayne, sat there and looked at the Malibu when I pulled it in. He goes, "You don't drive this much, do you?" And I go, "No. Why? Can you tell because of the amount of dirt that's on it?" And he goes, "Yeah." And that car was filthy. And I think Pat can attest to that, as he sees it every Saturday. And so I figured out that in the past, since the last time it was oil changed, okay, I only drove it twice. And so I think it's no sense in paying insurance and registration and all that on a car that just gets driven twice a year. So I think I'm going to get rid of it. Anybody want a 2014 Malibu? I'll make you a sweetheart deal on it.
Might sell my car and take it over.
You would?
Thinking about it.
Uh-oh. No.
But then I gotta find a hitch for it so I can haul my bike around.
You mean your hitch won't work on it
I don't think so.
From the cruise? Oh, okay. Let's see what else. That's about it. We're just loving life. This is Pat's birthday weekend. Woohoo! Pat, are they dead yet?
I got the last kill.
David figured out what you were doing. I wonder where Hazy is. You and Hazy had a really good time talking about the video games of your youth.
Yeah, for Battlefield.
Yeah. Okay, Tom, I'm glad. Okay.
But I don't want to. I mean, like make a big house.
No.
What's Jody talking about?
Playing.
Oh. Okay.
All right, so no more gaming.
So tomorrow night here for dinner is fajita night. Chicken fajitas.
It's not that laggy.
It's not that lagging.
Oh, I just pulled up the stream so I could watch the chat.
Oh. Okay.
Walk up here. That's where the balcony, maybe? No.
This weekend also out at Nellis Air Force Base is Aviation Nation.
Yeah.
And that's a really good air show. You drive out to the Speedway, and Nellis puts you on a bus and takes you over to the base.
After you go through TSA quality check.
Yeah, and then I wonder if our TSA pre-check gets us through that.
Probably not.
Letter.
Probably not.
And so, and then you get on base, and I think the closing show is the Thunderbirds.
Yeah, it's the last show. There's supposed to be a MiG and a Navy. I forgot the plane, but the pilot, when he landed in Idaho for a stop off, Richfield Air Force Base or something.
Okay.
It was the name of the field. I don't know if it was a base. He forgot to pull the gear down and belly landed, hit the flaps instead of the gear.
Ouch.
So they're not going to. It was a demonstration they were going to do between a Navy jet and the MiG. I don't remember. It was an old school MiG too. So
It probably goes back to the Korean War, and it's probably a F-86J Fury, which was the Navy's version of the F-86 Sabre. So it could have been that one. That was up at the Reno Air Races. The J model was up at the Reno Air Races several years ago when the Blue Angels were doing the air show up at the air races.
yeah, what was it? Okay, I got it here. What was it at? Come on, I just saw it. It's called MiG Fury, but now I can't find it.
Yeah, so it's a MiG and an F-86J, a Fury. Okay. Why would you have trouble getting on base?
Oh, we wouldn't have trouble getting on base.
Oh, you don't have trouble. They just send David. They just send everybody through TSA for a really quick.
Well, just through you walk through metal detectors. They go through your bags. It's all base security. It's all MPs doing it.
Sky Cops.
Yeah.
And I had clearance at one time. Actually, I had the highest level of security clearance that you can get.
Ooh, heritage flight with F-35 Lightning and 3 F-86 Sabres.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, 2:00. It's the last show, Saturday and Sunday. It's the Thunderbirds ground show and aerial performance. But since I work in North Las Vegas, I get to watch their performances all the time anyway.
Well, this is the last show of the season for the Birds.
Yeah.
Their planes go up to Hill Air Force Base for depot maintenance.
Yeah.
And they get, I think it's 6 or 7 standard F-16s to practice on, and they practice up at Indian Springs. And I know that base is called something else, but I will call it Indian Springs for the rest of my life while I'm here, because it has been Indian Springs Air Force Base. And what do they call it now, Pat?
Creech.
Huh?
Creech.
Yeah. And so it's like Sears Tower is always be Sears Tower to me, and now it's Willis Tower. So I mean,
Yep.
it's
Hey, keep your voice down, please.
Don't make
Please.
change the names right in the middle of my lifestyle, will you?
Yeah, I'm kind of happy I'm not going. Just the static displays aren't even all that great this year anyway.
Oh, they're not?
No. Cessna A37, Bell 412, Cessna 172 Skyhawk, a C5, Cessna 206, EA 18 Growler, EC 130, Compass Call, F16, F18, a GA8 Airvan, whatever the fuck that is, a Pavehawk, an Arrow L89 Albatross, MQ9 Reaper, P3C Orion, P51, P8, RC-135, the T-33A Shooting Star, the T-38 Talon, the T-6, the USAFA Glider Team, and a Yak-52. That's the static displays.
No AC-130?
Nope.
Oh, man, that's depressing.
Whatever the EC-130 is.
That's electronic countermeasure.
This doesn't for the Hercules, configured for tactical command control and communications countermeasures. Specifically, the modified aircraft uses noise jamming to prevent communication or degrade the transfer of information essential to command and control. Okay, that's all right. No F-22, no F-35, even static display. F-22 is not even doing a performance.
No B-1, no B-52, no B-2, no.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy I'm not going now. I wanted to, but no, I'm happy I'm not
Well,
going.
like I said, I told you I'd go with you if you wanted to go. So the deal still holds
I know.
until we go. So
It's all good. There's always next year. Julie Clark and her T-34.
she's a stunt pilot. She performed up at the air races.
Mm-hmm.
T-34 is a trainer that the Air Force had right before the T-38.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, she's pretty good pilot. One thing I do want to do before it hits is I want you and T-Dub and me to go up to the Reno air races
Okay.
because we'll have fun up there. I'll see if I can find Brad Huberger. He was the air marshal for it.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll get us out by the pylon. So you stand with your back up against the pylon and 25 feet above your head are the unlimited class. And these guys are whizzing around you 400 miles an hour, man.
Yeah.
Then you could sit there and go, he cut the pylon. But yeah.
Yeah, there's not even besides the Thunderbirds and F-35 does a demo, there's really not a whole lot. An MQ-9 Reaper. Oh, so we get a drone flyby.
Do we wave at the pilot then?
I guess. P-51 does an aerial demonstration. C-17 and a KC-135 demo. The C-17 would be kind of cool to see because that's a big fucking plane.
Yeah. Well, if it comes in and does a short takeoff and landing, that'd be awesome to see. Big plane like that to sit there and roll and stop and then take off again.
Yeah, because the C-5 is smaller, right?
Mm-hmm. No, C-5 is bigger. C-5 is the biggest.
Oh, so that's the one that's just a static then. Yeah.
Yeah. We played basketball on a C-5.
Yeah, because they opened that one up so you can walk through.
Yeah. Really makes a unique difference when you sit there and you go up for a layup and you sit there and you jump up to go, and the next thing you know, the plane hits an air pocket and you're eye to eye with the basket.
Mm-hmm.
You go, oh man, I didn't know I could jump this high.
Combined arms demo, highlight air superiority capabilities, close air support, combat search and rescue. Yeah, I'm just looking at the lineup for both days. On Julie Clark's only performing Sunday. She's not on the agenda for Saturday.
Okay.
She does her demonstration before the Thunderbirds. Everything's done before 2.
So the Thunderbirds are on at 2 and that's it.
2:15 Sunday and then 2:00 Saturday.
Okay. So
like I said, I was out. I had inspections in the far northeast this whole week, so I've been watching them practice. Except yesterday. Yesterday was more, I was running around the valley getting business licenses done.
Did you tell Dale about AFSA's luncheon? What did he say?
No, I didn't tell him about the luncheon. I told him about a contractor reaching out to T-Dub for a informal interpretation. That's what I was talking to you about before we went live.
Oh, okay.
And the funny thing is Dale told that contractor, it's not going to be informal. I want an NFPA formal interpretation, not an informal from anybody. I want a formal.
Contractor selective hearing.
Yep.
And I don't see how they can sit there and justify it to be an obstructed construction because it isn't really
construction.
It's not construction. It's not a support beam.
It's an architectural feature.
It's an architectural. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't know.
And what it boils down to is since they had good water, they were able to use 1-inch branch lines. And that's what's hurting them right now. Because if they were to add the heads in between each beam, like Dale told them to do, it screws the calcs. They can't make it work without changing the main size. But if they would have gone with at least 1.25 inch lines, maybe 1.5 inch lines, and spent a couple of $100 extra.
So were the beams shown on the architectural drawings?
Red Lobster says yes, they were. The contractor says no, they weren't. The sub says no, they weren't.
So did you look into the architectural set?
No, I didn't, because it wasn't mine. It wasn't my job to inspect. This is all Lucas, Jason, and Dale.
All right. Well, the first thing I'd do is unroll the architectural set and see if it shows. So then the contractor screwed up and missed him, or figured he was going to be able to sit there and get by with something.
Or at the same time, the sub didn't put it on their plans because on their sprinkler plans, it wasn't shown. It
Well,
just
yeah. I mean, if we don't want to sit there and have to protect every pocket, then let's not show them.
Yep.
And the
True.
construction clearly states, if you look at it, they talk structural members. And those beams aren't structural members. They're just an architectural decoration.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, cool. Mom picked out the new Christmas tree.
Yeah, that's what she said earlier.
All right, there's a link if everybody wants to join us. I don't know where Dizzy is, and I don't know where Hazy is. Hazy's probably sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what Dizzy's doing. Oh, I should say something right here and sit there public and see if we can drag him out. Probably submitting his application for being a pivot man on a circle jerk.
Mm-hmm. There's 2 girls that serve on the Thunderbirds team now.
Yeah, the opposing solo is one of them.
Yeah, Michelle Curran is her name.
Supposed to be a really shit hot pilot too. I don't know. Pull up the Thunderbird roster and is there anybody on the line that's female?
What do you mean?
Crew chief, line chief.
That would be under the enlisted side.
The enlisted side.
Yeah, let me pull that up. I'm just looking at all the officers, as they call them.
Because as I was getting out, they were starting to let girls on the flight line, and all this one girl wanted to do was chase pilots because she was looking for a husband. And she finally found one.
There's an aircraft fuel systems, Michelle Kirk.
Okay.
She's a tech sergeant.
No crew chiefs?
Chief enlisted. Well, they're all listed ABC, so I got to go by each one. No, they don't call them crew chief. There's no crew chiefs that they call out here.
Okay. Well, I guess that's a term that was my era of the Air Force.
Yeah, there's no crew chiefs.
I haven't heard from Andy in a while. I wonder what he's up to.
There's only, looks like there's only one girl. Miriam, unless Miriam is one.
Should be more women out there.
Samantha, there's 2, maybe 3. And I'm just going by name here. Stephanie, there's 4. Yeah, maybe 4 or 5. Top.
So they don't call it a crew chief anymore. They
don't call them crew chiefs here anymore. So
what, a maintenance specialist or?
Yeah.
Generic
maintenance superintendent is one. Production superintendent, aircrew flight equipment, education.
There was a buddy of mine who I was served with up at Hill Air Force Base, Gary Martin.
Yeah.
And he was definitely going to be lifer material. And he made it all. We were down. I was discharged, and we had moved back to Vegas. You weren't born yet, and we were coming back from Aviation to Nation. Me, Mom, and T-Dub.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, there was a person honking their horn behind me, and it was Gary's wife, Tarina, that we knew from Hill.
Yeah.
Gary was NCOIC of the Thunderbirds on the flight line of the NCO. You know, he made it up to Master Sergeant.
Yeah.
And then from the Thunderbirds, he went to the F-117 program, made Chief Master Sergeant. And then from there, I forgot what program he went to. Then he made, Senior Master Sergeant. Then he made Chief Master Sergeant. And then he got out. He did his 20 or 30, I can't remember, got out. And now he's down in Phoenix, double dipping, working for the FAA.
Nice.
Well, I think right now he should be retired because he was my age. So what's mandatory retirement with the government is 72?
Something like that, yeah.
Well, he could still be working then.
Yeah, 5 girls.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad there are more women up there.
But yeah, they don't call anybody crew chiefs on the enlisted side. Not even on, they don't even tell who your crew chief is for what number.
It's usually painted on the canopy rail. You have the pilot on one side and then the crew chief on the other.
Uh-huh.
So if you could sit there and see the planes with the canopy rails. But usually they try to get staff sergeant or above to be crew chiefs.
Yeah, everybody flying's pretty much a major, captain, major, lieutenant colonel, major, lieutenant colonel, major, lieutenant colonel.
Who's the boss?
Huh?
Boss. Who's the guy in charge? The officer in charge.
SWAT, lead solo, posing solo, operations officer, flight surgeon, the executive officer,
No.
maintenance officer, public affairs. They don't say. Let me go here. Enlisted, show line civilians. They don't say.
Okay. Okay, the commander is Lieutenant Colonel John Cadwell. Okay.
Oh, the number 1. He flies the number 1.
Yeah.
John Caldwell. Yeah, he flies the number 1.
And the major's left wing, you got a captain right wing and a major slot. A major on lead solo, then a captain opposing solo, and then the operations officer, and he flies ship number 7, is a lieutenant colonel. I bet you this lieutenant colonel here at number 7, he's being groomed for taking over the number 1 spot because it's only a 2-year tour with the Thunderbirds.
Mm-hmm. Eric Gorney.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody that I was probably in with and everything else was probably all gotten out.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
Yeah, technical aircraft maintenance. That's the lowest rank. A senior airman. Okay. No buck sergeant, senior airman, then everybody else is staff sergeant. Okay. All right. Now that we've gone through the Thunderbirds. So that's it. That's weekend out at Nellis Aviation Nation. They got a good weekend for it. Tomorrow I'll probably get a suntan out there.
Mm-hmm. That's how it was last time I went.
They're going to be in the 80s. And then what's the other Sunday? I think it's 78 degrees. It's supposed to be. So that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. There's a hole in my glass.
I still gotta walk and go check the mail.
I did that already. We got up early and did all our shopping. Get up before the rush and do all our shopping, and then got that done. And then running around, and then your mom wanted to go see her mom. Visit your grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
Out that she's in Idaho or Iowa, not Idaho, Iowa.
Yeah, of course, visiting Eddie's kids.
Yeah. Well, it's the house. Well, it makes perfect sense to me. Leave a nice warm state to go to a nice frigid state in the middle of winter.
Mm-hmm. It's common sense for you.
Yeah. So yeah. So guess we're not going to get a hazy or a dizzy today. I'm going to fill this up. I'll be right back, Pat.
No problem.
Talk to everybody.
Probably not gonna happen. I'm cruising at school right now looking at my grades. Today's gonna be a boring show.
Sorry about that. Had to replenish the supply.
I'll be at a 95 there.
Okay, well, I said I'd do it around the 3 o'clock hour, so let me go find this and we'll show it to everybody. Oh, not there. Bear with me, everybody. I want to show you guys something. Now, I just found it the other day. Don't tell me I'm not going to be able to find it here. Oh. There it is. Okay.
Yeah, well, you can see that that's, yeah, well,
Okay. So let's see. Share screen. So we'll share it. This is a friend's bucket.
Yeah, well, you can see that that's not the top 10 things you want to do. Oh, here's the fuel pump.
Hey, Scrapping Irish.
Go figure, put a small block Chevy in a Ford.
Well, that's the only way you get the Ford to go fast. Isn't that what the saying is?
Mm-hmm.
I like his trickle charger sitting on top of the blower, though.
Mm-hmm. To make sure the battery's good.
Yeah. Yeah, he was having issues with the fuel system, so he just got it back.
Really?
Last summer, yeah. But he says he's still having overheating problems.
That sucks.
Yeah. But the cool thing about the ghost flames on it is cool. All right.
Yeah.
Tempted. That's 8. Yeah, that works. That works.
So that was JJ's bucket for everybody. Scrapping Irish is in the house. Welcome, sir. And so let's see. And I guess Daisy's sleeping, or he's tired from pounding all day.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know what Dizzy's doing, but
Yeah, I like that better.
yeah. Well, T-Dub should be home by now, so we should be seeing him shortly.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
My beer is empty. Well, David, go get a new beer. This one's just about empty, but I brought back one to replenish the empty one. I thought of getting a couple of bottles of Stella today when we were at the store. I saw they sold them single, and try that. Hazy seems to like that stuff, but sort of glad I didn't, because he's not on the show, and I wanted to show him that I wanted to give one of his favorite beers a try. So, okay. Oh. Shh, dead silence. Listen. Everybody's doing fine here, as well as can be expected. And like I said, it's Pat's birthday weekend, so he won't listen to the playback. We got him a Dairy Queen cake. Reese's and Kit Kat ice cream Dairy Queen cake. There goes the diet on that one tomorrow night. Oh, here he's back. Oh, gonna make a drink. What?
You realize this headset is wireless, and I just heard what you said.
Oh, no. What did I just say?
About my cake?
What did I get you?
Reese's and Kit Kat?
Oh, okay.
Dairy
Well,
Queen?
I sort of blew that one. I thought those weren't wireless.
They are wireless.
Okay, well, that's the surprise. Stick my foot in my frickin' big mouth.
Oh, that's awesome. I'll still act surprised. I'm not making a drink, though. I just need some water. I haven't had any all day.
It's okay. I got it a couple of times for Hazy. He wasn't impressed.
Stella's not bad. It's easy drinking.
What, Stella?
Yeah, I prefer Stella on tap, though, not in a bottle.
Oh, excuse me. I want to know what Hazy's big deal was about Stella. Well, but I can't say anything unless you try it. You cannot comment anything unless you try it. I mean, that's the major fallacy of somebody sitting there. Oh, I don't like that stuff. Have you ever tried it? No. Well, then how can you form an opinion that you don't like it unless you tried it? And that's been the downfall of a lot of people sitting there saying, well, I like it. I don't like it. I like it. I don't like it. So Dizzy is not up to it. He has a good reason. He will explain later. Oh, Dizzy's probably sick. Oh, look who made the show.
Yeah, he wanted on my lap. He's not sleeping anymore. What's up, buddy? Yeah.
Dexter, you want to go bye-bye?
He can't hear you.
Oh, that's right.
I don't have speakers.
Okay, so.
Oh, great. Are you kidding me?
What?
The bottle's going empty in the water dispenser.
Oh.
I can hear it sucking dry. So that's one thing I get to go change.
No, David Collins says he tried Stella. He didn't like it, but then he said he didn't know it was on tap. I don't know. Where's it on tap around here, Pat?
I get it at Red Rock, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you can get it at Red Rock on tap.
Can we get it in the bingo room?
That's a good question. I was getting it at the cafe, the Grand Cafe.
Okay.
I prefer beer on tap than in the bottle, though.
Well, I do too. Let's see, tap, bottle, then can. That's my philosophy on drinking beer. If I have my choice, I want it on tap. If I don't have my choice, if I can't get it on tap, then I want it in the bottle. And if I can't get it in the bottle, then the can. And I really don't like the can.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
But actually, the best beer I had is when we went on that tour at the Coors Distill Brewery, and they gave us that banquet. That's got to be some of the best tasting beer I had in a long time. I would have loved to go. I should have sat there and got Mom's ticket and had her go up and get another one of those.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them.
Yep.
For everybody out there, my wife doesn't drink.
Only water and coffee.
Propel, Pat. Black
Oh,
cherry
yeah.
Propel
That's right.
and coffee. That's it. If she's going to take a liquid and then water, coffee first, Propel second, then water. It depends. I like certain kinds on tap, but not in the bottle. But not in bottles and cans. Okay. Yeah, tap's number one. I mean, that's what we ought to do. Is we ought to get a keg.
What do you want a keg for? What, Christmas?
Just to drink good beer.
They make kegerators, you know that, right?
I know. Actually, maybe I don't know. We'd have to go to Total Wines or Lee's to sit there and see what we could get in a keg.
Total Wine.
I wouldn't want to get a keg of this stuff. If I'm going to buy a keg or a pony keg or half a keg, I'd rather sit there and get something good.
And you forget T-Dub's taste has changed now too. So.
Yeah. Oh, you Dizzy's in the chat. Tom, I'm watching in the background. Just lost another firefighter. Damn.
That sucks.
How big a fire was it, Dizzy? How many alarms? And it was a lieutenant too. Damn. I'm sorry, Diz. My condolences.
Happened yesterday.
A 4-alarm, he said. What, did you find it online, Pat? What fire was it? What residential or commercial?
Oh, save a baby trapped on the 3rd floor, it looks like.
Holy, did he get the baby? Please tell me you got the baby.
According to a group of firefighters were trapped themselves, stuck in a 3rd floor stairwell. We need a ladder here. However, not for himself. He saw to it that 2 other firefighters found safety. Officials say he helped a probie to the stairs and threw another out of a window. It doesn't say.
A true hero, a lieutenant looking after his men. God, that guy's outstanding. He's freaking outstanding. That's a true hero.
President, okay, the local 1009, loved his family more than anything in the world. Yeah, nearly 10-year veteran of the department.
Damn.
Our trudged into it with fellow firefighters. His crew had a mission to search for a person and a baby reportedly trapped on the 3rd floor.
Did they get the baby?
They don't say, and it was only a report. It wasn't confirmed.
It wasn't a confirmed. Okay.
Yeah, so they don't know if that's not what this report is saying. They didn't say anything about the baby.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Trapped inside home. Yes, the baby and the mother are recovering.
Thank you.
And I got pictures of the house too. It was a house. It wasn't an apartment building, it looks like, or probably a small apartment building.
Dizzy says it's a 3-decker.
Yeah.
Baby
was out safe. Yeah, I'm reading. I Googled it right now. I'm looking at it's the website's masslive.com. He looks like a younger guy too. They received reports that a resident and a baby were trapped on the 3rd floor. Remember, Ladder 5 and his crew were trapped going from the 2nd to the 3rd floor during the fire. Never freed himself from the 3rd floor and succumbed to the injuries he sustained. 39.
Yeah, that's about the age for a lieutenant. He's probably in line to sit there and get bumped up again too. Damn.
Wife and 3 kids he leaves behind. Was promoted to the lieutenant last year. Member of Ladder 5 Group 2 and assigned to the McKeon Road Fire Station. Rest in peace, sir. Godspeed.
Godspeed.
He's a really good worker, so I thought maybe he could teach you a little bit of that to help you. And on the bottom, you can't. And oh.
I'm trying to find the same webpage, Pat, too.
It's the floor.
Sorry, everybody. Yeah, and this is right before the December 3rd on the, what was it, the Wisher cold storage warehouse fire.
Mm-hmm.
And they lost, I think it was 4 in that one. And there was a TV, and I made a mistake, and I probably outspoken myself or whatever, but there was a movie on it.
What one?
On the Wisher
Oh,
cold storage warehouse fire. I think they lost 4 firefighters or 6. I can't remember. And that I think that they did do a TV movie on it,
mhm.
and it was pretty good. I gotta research it a little bit more. But I was yelling it the other time. If Hollywood ever wants to make a movie, that's a movie that they need to make.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess, hold it, I'm part of the fire investigation, so I can't put up no video, but the video will be coming soon. Okay, yep. Yeah, 6. Now, Dizzy just confirmed it was 6 on the Worcester cold storage warehouse fire. And it was a good movie. I think it was a TV movie. I gotta research that. I remember watching something on it. But as a rookie, when I joined Henderson, it was one of my research tasks that I had to do was research that fire and then give my own report on it to the chief. And that's one of the things I did for Madden.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep saying the crap, and it's not crap, but the stuff I had to read on that was just, and the best article, you can go to NFPA.
Mm-hmm.
And you can sit there and go to their library, and the best article and everything on that fire is through NFPA. And the guy who wrote it, God, I can't remember his name, but I knew him, and I think it Tom Timoney comes the name, and he was in charge of plans examining in Las Vegas for a while before he moved on, but I'm not sure on the name, so I'd have to go back and research it. But yeah,
The one picture I see here of the building, it looks bad.
oh yeah,
Fire burned the roof, all the windows, burned the plastic siding off the house. Yeah, 2nd and 3rd floor is what they're looking at, and yeah, I mean the building still stands, but yeah, it took a lot of damage.
David. So you said they did make a TV movie on the Worcester cold storage fire?
I need my husband back.
Okay, cool.
ATF is even there assisting in the investigation.
Are they?
Yeah, the picture.
That's because of you got a firefighter loss there, so I think that's why they're there. Dizzy, for your information, I did put a video up on what I called you a couple of Mondays ago and talked about on my site. So just to let you know, the word is out. Everybody, if you watch the video, you know. So, and I'm not going to go into it live on this show. Okay, who's calling me now? Don't know him.
Ladder 49 is the name of the movie.
Is it?
Yeah.
Was it a TV movie?
Oh, wait, hold on. No, okay, it's not. They didn't make a movie about this specific fire, but they were threatening to make one, and they never did.
They should. The roof came down on these guys. These guys were
joint at the making of the film. The size and scope was a complex process that needed the support of various groups and individuals, including firefighters. Due to circumstances beyond our control, we no longer have such support. We have therefore decided not to move ahead with this project at this time. Frank Raffa, president of Local 1009, responded that firefighters may one day drop their opposition to the movie, but we want to wait until the kids of our fallen comrades grow up.
Well, I could understand that, but then again, that's how you gain respect and make it known, because unless you're in the industry or the I hate to say the business or part of a crew or a team or part of a station or a firefighter, you don't know nothing about that, Massachusetts.
Okay, Ladder 49 is a movie that was made, but they said the film starring Joaquin Phoenix and John Travolta was based on the events of the fire, but they changed the location. So they changed the location and the characters and kept the outline of the story. So it's the same story. They just didn't use the same character. They didn't use the same location and characters involved.
And so it was a big screen. It wasn't made for TV.
Yeah. It didn't go straight to TV. It was, yeah.
Ladder 49.
Ladder 49 was released in 2004.
No, there was one earlier. I thought there was a TV. David Collins just put a link up there, www.boston.com.news. So which fire is that for, David?
Oh, the fire, the one that Hazy's talking about, or Dizzy, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, Worcester, or whatever, I can't pronounce that word. Firefighter died. 3 others were injured as they battled a 4-alarm blaze that engulfed a triple-decker home Wednesday morning. Lieutenant James Menard, 39, was killed as he and his crew from Ladder 5 searched the 3rd floor at 7 Stockholm Street for a resident with a baby reportedly trapped in the flames. Fire Chief Michael Lavoie said.
Dizzy, did you know this guy, the lieutenant? It was Ladder 5, so.
Menard and 3 firefighters were brought to the UMass Medical Center. Officials said 2 have been released, while a 3rd is in serious but stable condition.
Damn.
A 2nd floor fire was reported around 12:58 a.m., with additional reports indicating a baby was potentially on the 3rd floor.
Hey, Ian. Ian's in the house.
What's going on, Ian?
For everybody out there, I did show a video, and if you want me to see it again, everybody has to sit there and ask for it. I will show it again, but it was on JJ's bucket. He fired up that small block with the blower on it, and I did do video on it. T-Dub should be home by now. So I expect him maybe to pop on any minute. He called at the start of the show, and he was prior to the start of the show, Pat and I were talking. Pat and I were on the pre-show and started talking, and he was bumper to bumper traffic about a mile from the office downtown Dallas, heading to Grapevine. So, and he says it was bad. So, but I expect him maybe to pop in any minute. I don't know. We did go, Mom and I did cruising around the neighborhood. Pat, you're going to love this one.
Mm-hmm.
She sat there and she goes, she wants to go, and she wanted to find a crib for Elena, or one of those portable things. And so it was 2 years ago. I asked T-Dub, can we get rid of the one? And he goes, yeah. And it was up in the attic. You remember, because you probably handed it down to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got rid of it. And I asked Nance, I said, does she still use it? And she goes, yeah. So we couldn't get it back.
Mm-hmm.
So Mom sat there and she goes, well, let's go to Goodwill. So this morning we went to Goodwill to look for a portable crib. Nope. And so then we sit there driving back, and all of a sudden there are 2 garage sale signs going up in the subdivision. But as you're going up Twain, west on Twain, they're on the left side of the street.
Mm-hmm.
We went to the first one and there wasn't nothing there. And we drove by and I says, I ain't parking this time. Sorry, Tom, I'm going to lay down. Thank you for the kind words, brother. All right, Diz, we'll talk to you later. Hope
Yep,
you
take it
feel
easy, Diz. Hope you feel better, buddy.
better. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow on your show. And so we went to the other one and I told her, I'm not finding a parking spot. I said, I'm going to pull up, you jump out, you walk. And as I pulled up, there was that regular rectangle case that you saw with the handle on it. That was one of those portable cribs or portable playpens.
Mm-hmm.
One right there. And she went up and talked to the lady, and it was an Oriental lady. Looks like it hardly ever been used, and everything else. She got it for $30.
Nice.
So Elena's set for her stay in.
But Tieb and Chrissy were probably going to bring one.
Well, I texted T-Dub, don't bring one. I got one. I'm trying to, since I'm taking up two spaces in the back of his SUV with my stereo equipment for the Camaro. I'm trying to sit there and alleviate him bringing anything. So, and actually, to be honest with you, I just send him the money and just have him ship the stuff. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and be done with it, but we'll see. Okay. Thrift shops don't want to sell cribs. Too many recalls. The thrift store I worked for would not take them in. Oh, okay. These are these fold up, David. These are these fold up. Then they fold up into almost an, I want to say maybe an 8-inch by 8-inch square rectangle, and they go into a bag with a handle on it. And you can use it as a crib, as a playpen, as anything. And you pop it out and the whole thing snaps together. And we had one for the longest time from the first 2 granddaughters. And finally, I think Pat was up in the attic one time. He says, well, it's probably 2-3 years ago. You still want this? And I go, what do we need it for? I'm thinking that T-Dub and Chrissy were done pumping out kids.
Mm-hmm.
Needless to say, I was wrong there. Speaking of kids.
No way. Val Kilmer's going to be in the new Top Gun.
Yeah. I guess Tom Cruise Val wants to knock out Tom Cruise one more time again. I don't know.
June 26th, 2020. It's scheduled to come out.
You got to be kidding me.
Mm-mm.
Okay, here we go. There's the grandbaby. She having fun or what? Hold on, let's see the other one. I get to see, she's pissed off here. Well, got my thumb going. Oh, I know how to work those video games when I get old enough.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the concentration in those eyes, though.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Evelyn. And she's looking at what has she got in your hand? And we got the sleeping thing down with the thumb stuck in my mouth. Oh, those are the latest pictures on the granddaughter. So. Okay. All right. Back to normal. All right. She's got into that Stella. You think? I got a picture, I think, of Pat or T-Dub. I can't remember. And they're probably about 1 or 2. Or maybe 3, where they reached up and they grabbed an empty beer bottle and they're laying on their back with their little feet propped up the back of the beer bottle and they're sucking on it. There's nothing in it, but they're trying to get it. But then Pat's notorious for stealing beers.
Yep.
Should we tell that story, Pat?
If you want to.
Okay. Let's see. This was in our old house, and alongside the house, I had a drive going up to a shed to where we could pull cars up and work on them without doing it in the driveway or in the street. And we have left Uncle Mike, my younger brother, Michael, to sit there and watch Pat one day. And what, you were about 3 or 4?
I don't remember.
Well, yeah, I can understand why. But Michael's, at the time, favorite beer was Heineken. So he was working on his pickup truck. So he'd go in the house and sit there and see what Pat was doing. And Pat was sound asleep. And he'd go, okay, cool. So he'd come out. You're shaking your head. No, you weren't sound asleep.
Talking to Jody. No, I'm talking to Jody.
Oh.
She's trying to talk to me while I'm live.
And so I'm sitting there and, so scratch that. So Pat's sound asleep. So Michael goes in. He's sound asleep, grabs a beer, goes out and sits there and jacks up his truck, puts it on jack stands and starts working underneath it and everything else. Sets his beer down. Okay. He's working away underneath it and everything else. Well, Pat wakes up, comes out, see where Uncle Mike is in the backyard and alongside the house, and sits there and sees Uncle Mike's beer. So he sits there and he goes, okay. So he starts drinking the beer. And so then he sets it back down with about that much left in the bottle and goes back inside. And so then Mike gets out from working on his truck, grabs a pull off the beer and goes, man, I didn't think I drank that much. Johnny 5, what's going on? And so Mike goes, finish that one off, throws it away, goes, gets another one, comes back out and gets underneath the truck and starts working on it. I think it was a transmission this time. I think he was starting to convert it from column to floor shifter because it was three speed on the tree and he was going to put it on the floor. And so he comes back out and everything else and sits down, puts the beer down by the front tire and sits there and starts wrenching on. Pat gets up, comes out, sits there and polishes off pretty much that beer. Now Pat goes back inside and he passes out on the couch. He's dead out. Everything. And so Mike sits there and gets out from underneath the truck and there's about that much left in that beer. And he goes, what the heck? I know I didn't drink that much, everything else. So he goes in to sit there and see what Pat was doing. If Pat was chasing down his beers and Pat's out on the couch. And so we look and he looks and goes, okay, well, Pat couldn't do it. I don't know who's doing it. And now my brother's going nuts. So that's when Nancy and I came home and he started telling us the story. And we went down while Pat was passed out on the couch and smelled his breath and Pat was drinking his beer.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the story of Pat and Uncle Mike babysitting. The other one was great because Uncle Mike was showing him and T-Dub how to light farts.
Mm-hmm. That's when he was babysitting us both.
Yeah. Yeah, we pull in the driveway in the one window off the TV room, and all of a sudden we light and it goes down. And Nancy was getting ready to get out of the car and run in to see what happens. I go, wait a minute. And I'm telling her, wait a minute. And all of a sudden, and it goes down. And so we get in the house and everything. There's my brother laying on his back with his feet up with a lighter by his ass, and he's sitting there lighting farts. My uncle educating my sons.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that what you need to do with what? How old? Let's see. You had to be about 4 or 5, and T-Dub had to be 12 or 11. Damn, dude, you need some sleep.
Me, yeah. I'm tired today. I even slept in.
So you're going to tell Jody what the dessert is for tomorrow? Now that you know my big frickin' fat mouth sat there and said something?
No.
Robin didn't let you know because I was texting her like crazy last night?
No, she didn't.
Actually, Robin thinks, oh, okay, let me read you the text. Hang on. You're going to get a kick out of this. So I was texting her 90 miles an hour last night. Okay. Robin, don't tell Pat, this is me. Robin, don't tell Pat this, but we are getting him a Dairy Queen cake for his birthday on Saturday. What flavor? And she goes, I'm not sure. Maybe chocolate. I'll look and see what they have. And then we were texting each other back and forth. So I said, look at their website and see the cakes. Cookie dough blizzard cake. He would love that. Wait, actually, there's a Reese's one. Do the Reese's one. That's his favorite candy. And then I said, Nancy is no real keen on the Reese's. How about the Oreo blizzard cake then? Okay, between the two, cookie dough or Oreo. And I said, okay. So she thinks it's an Oreo cake. Don't let her know.
Okay.
But along the sides of this thing is Kit Kat bars. You know, with frosting on the side. So if you're on a diet, it's going to be blowing to hell tomorrow on this cake.
All right. I'm going mountain bike riding anyway, so this weekend.
Once or twice?
Probably once. I was supposed to go today, but I just didn't feel like it when I woke up.
Okay.
I'll probably go Sunday.
Cool.
I'm getting lazy. I don't even want to go out and do anything tonight.
Save the money. Don't.
I don't think I'm going to.
Sit there and do something else other than that. Okay. Pat's got to hold down the fort. I need a refill. Mark, where are you? Mark needs to cue up the band. Where's Mark?
Ooh, should have played the 1 o'clock session if I was.
Why?
$15,000 cash ball.
Okay. I'll be back.
All righty.
Right before Thanksgiving, I want to go to Total Wines and More.
And
I want to go through their imported beer aisle if you want to come with me.
Okay.
And I want to look for a couple more bottles of Sammy Claus.
Okay. I almost looked when I was there, but I didn't.
The Sammy Claus is only made during, I think it's October to December. It's a Christmas beer. And so that's why I want to get a couple more in case T-Dub likes this stuff. To me, it's like drinking molasses that kicks you in the ass. I was tired today too. Read and dozed. Okay. All right. I was busy, David. We were running around trying to Nancy thinks, in my opinion, and thank God she doesn't watch my videos or she's not in the TV room because she's taking a nap. But my lovely wife thinks that she's got to get everything together a month in advance of her son and daughter-in-law and grandkids coming. So it all has to be in place so we can sit there and look at it for 30 days going, yeah, we got that. Yeah, that's there. Yep, that's there. Yep, that's there. Cool. To where I'm a little bit more laid back going, it'll get there. Don't worry about it. But she is definitely looking forward to this, and she is not taking any vacation too. So Johnny 5, what's going on with Hazy? Did he pound his little butt in the ground on his shed? that he got tired? Okay. Uh-oh, what's Pat looking at now?
No, just searching the internet.
Well, I would do it, but I get too involved. What was the other thing I was looking at? I'm going to show everybody. I get to go online again, go to pictures.
John should be home here in a little bit.
This is late, right? Or is this a class?
Usually gets home around 4.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're just over an hour on the show. Yeah, 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 56 seconds. Okay, where is it? I can't find it. Okay. Okay. Well, I'll look for it later. I can't seem to find it right now. So, there was something else I wanted to show everybody out there. So, Pat, if I were to build you a model out of all the models in my closet, which one would you want?
I don't know. What do you have in your closet?
You need to take a look, son.
Okay.
Because now I'm building models on request. Who wants a model? And I'm not, and I'll do an RC boat one, but you got to pay for the radio equipment.
Okay.
So, but there are some really expensive RC models up there. I got one from Japan, and it is a Japanese model, and it's a really good model, and it's on the battleship Yamato.
Okay.
And it's a big one. It's almost 6 feet long when it's built. It's a big kit. It's a big boat.
I would do that one for you.
And then I got another one on the Missouri, which is the same scale. They're all in 1/16 scale, and Missouri is the same one. My goal was, before I decided I'm not going to do any more radio controlled boats, my goal was to do all the famous battleships of World War II.
Okay.
Hold it, wait. Ian's back. I'm back, settled in the bed, though.
Harley Davidson one. David said. He wants a Harley model.
I don't think there's a Harley model up there. But anyway, so my goal was to sit there and do the Bismarck, the Yamato, the Missouri, the Arizona, and the Hood. Those are if you think of World War II and somebody says battleship in World War II, you have to think of one of those names. I would think. I don't know if there's many World War II buffs out there, but that's what I would think. You know, there are probably a couple others in there and everything else. The Tirpitz for one, everything. I mean, that was a sister ship to the Bismarck. I mean, there are a couple others, but that's what I was thinking. I got the Yamato, and finding these kits to do radio control is pretty good. There is, but I'm afraid to mess it up. You want a Harley Davidson model? Tell you what, David, you find the kit, send it to me. I'll build it for you. And I'll send it back on my dime. So the Yamato I got, and the Missouri I got, I had an Arizona, but I sold it because it is the one kit that I had is sit there and yeah, Ian, the Hood, it didn't end well. Okay. Stick to the World War II stuff. And so I sold the Arizona. I had a line on the Bismarck, and that was it. And then I know where I can get it. It's a German kit, and I know where I can get it, and you can make it radio controlled. But I sat there and decided not to pursue that with everything that's going on in my life. I'm not going to build radio controlled boats anymore unless somebody wants it and it's a family member. I was building the granddaughter's a little. It's called the Sea Maid, and it was a little little runabout. It was probably about 26 inches long, and it was just to the point to where we were going to go test it in the neighbor's pool, and I was going to get Pat to do it. So with me, because Pat's so good at sitting there putting video music behind my video. I mean, the last one I did, he sat there, and on the one I did for my nephew, he sat there and played the theme of Gilligan's Island, and then we did it again, and he played a little different theme to Gilligan's Island along for that boat. And so that one didn't get on. I don't think I put that one on YouTube, but it's a little, what would you call it, Pat?
What?
That second theme to Gilligan's Island, you know, the words "sit back, we'll tell a tale of."
Yeah, I don't remember it. It's been too long.
Yeah. So, but anyway, sitting there, was visiting T-Dub down at Gray's Lake and everything else. Apparently, there's gators in Dallas Fort Worth area in the freshwater lakes. So I stopped that build, and because the last thing I want to do is be known as a grandfather who gave his granddaughters a radio controlled boat, and they went down to the lake to play with it and got ate by a gator. Nope, that ain't happening here. So that one stopped. Pat shaking his head.
Talking to a little kid that wants to argue.
Oh. So, but I got a really, really nice kit up there. It's a Sterling model, and Sterling are no longer made. Well, the Missouri kit I got is a Sterling kit, and it's no longer made. And then I got another kit that's, well, Sterling itself, Sterling Model Company is no longer made. Wooden boat and airplane kits, they're no longer made. And I got another one it's called the Corvette. And it's like a really nice private cabin cruiser. I mean, if you were to buy a Sterling model, it except for the 63-foot yacht that Sterling put out scale, this one is the next best one, and I got that. And then I'm thinking of and I'm not going to build radio, so I'm probably going to start putting some of this stuff on eBay and getting rid of it to generate cash for the Camaro and getting the Camaro interior done. But unless Pat goes up there and picks out a boat or a kit that he wants me to build for him, and then that's it. I got a couple other neat kits up there, but yeah. The shelf in the master bedroom closet, I think I showed it one time, is nothing but kits. And actually they have spewed out into the hobby room.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, on top of the hobby room, on one of the bookcases, is God, who made it? Dumas DUMAS Model Company. It was a fiberglass 48-inch fiberglass hull of a PT boat, and I was in the process of finishing that one. I had just set the stuffing boxes and getting ready to buy the motors. And I was making it a dual motor. I was going to make it a 3-motor like a real PT boat was. I did get all the aftermarket stuff for it to sit there and to make it into a more detailed of a model. And that's up there. So yeah, that's another one. But yeah. But those are the radio controlled boats I got that I will make note of. And I'm not going to pursue that side of the hobby anymore.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why I'm ready to fall asleep.
Huh?
I don't know why I'm ready to fall asleep.
Oh, I'm that exciting?
No, it's not just that. I'm tired. Even I didn't really do anything today.
Oh. Stick to the World War II stuff. All right, David, you want me to build you a B-17? I did an awesome B-17. This is when T-Dub was probably 2. and I did an awesome B-17 model. I mean, I was TDY, and I took the model kit with me, TDY, and I built it while I was on TDY, and it was a B-17, and it was all fixed up, and we put I put battle damage on it, everything else. One prop was feathered, the whole 9 yards. He had a total of, in his bedroom, he had a total of probably about 4 or 5 models hanging from the ceiling in his bedroom. And one day I come home for lunch, and this is when I was working days, and I came home for lunch, and we were on base housing, and I sit there and turn around, and Nancy's upstairs, and there are all hardwood floors in the 2-story apartment that base housing gave us. They're all hardwood floors, and she's dust mopping, and T-Dub's got the other handle of the broom, and he's sitting there hitting the B-17 on the wing, sitting there watching it spin up, tighten the rope, and then it spin down automatically, and it get down, and then he hit it again, and spin up and down. I put a lot of time in that model, but yeah. So we'll see. But that's I'm getting more on the model building side of things now, and on the interior of the Camaro, and that's probably what I'm going to be doing a lot of videos of. And actually, I'm looking for a big hammock. I want to put it out in the back patio. I want to get a set of headphones. I guess I'm going to have to figure out those wireless ones that Pat has. And there's a stereo already out there, but I need to put probably some type of CD or DVD player or whatever out there. And I want to load it with a whole bunch of stereo and sit back on the hammock and get blasted and just listen to music. Since we got the weather to do stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, damn, where's T-Dub? It's going on 4 o'clock. I hope he didn't get in an accident.
No, he's probably cooking dinner.
You going to get him after dinner? Should I text him?
Maybe. I'd let him go. At 4, though, I'm going to go ahead and hop off, though.
Oh, you're going to leave me all by myself?
I don't want to, but I got stuff to do. I got to go put a faucet together.
A faucet?
I just ordered a new nozzle because the one here is crapping out. So I'm not going to have the apartment people tell me that it's fine. It still works. I'll just replace it and take it with me when we leave this house.
Need any plumber's putty?
No.
Okay. I just asked him if he was home yet. Okay, cool. Uh-oh, there he is. Slams the door. Do you do that for your entertainment?
And you don't want to know how many times I've asked him to stop slamming the door. You don't see me slamming it, and it closes all the way for me.
Damn, he slammed it enough to sit there and make the curtains behind your head move. David, no, I was pretty much a stereo freak when I came back from Southeast Asia. I had a stereo that would sit there and at the time would sit there and rock the world of anybody. I still got the speakers of that. Those speakers are underneath the patio cover in the backyard. Underneath, and I said that where I put the hammock up is in the patio cover, and there's an amp that will definitely drive me pretty much to sit there and drive my neighbors nuts and yell at me. But you need to load with the music nowadays to where you can load it up on a chip or whatever, and then just plug it into someplace and just listen to it continuously. It reminds me of the days when I had a reel-to-reel, and you'd sit there and make a reel-to-reel tape with automatic reverse, and it'd have nothing but your music on it, that the music that you'd like take you probably almost a month to make one of these tapes. But once you got it on the reel-to-reel with the auto reversing, it'd sit there and you could sit there and have a 12-hour party and nobody would never hear the same song twice. And I had one of those until my brother-in-law decided he wanted it more than I did. Because it was stored down at my mother-in-law's house while we were having this house built. And when I went to get it, it was gone. So I think he smoked it up, if you get my drift.
Big shockers there.
Oh, yeah. But what I used to do is sit in Thailand. Thought I'd offer. Thanks, David. Take any offer, anything. I appreciate the offer, but this will be minimal amount of stereo equipment. And I haven't done it. We did shit like that. Okay. And I've been so out of, I don't know what's up, what's down, whatever. I don't care. As long as it gives me good music and puts it in my ears, that's good. But what I getting at is when I was in Southeast Asia and I was in Thailand, and the barracks rooms that we had big barracks rooms, and it came down to where it was one guy in or two guys in each room, and we divided up the room in half, and we put cabinets across it to sit there and make it like a partition wall. And I had a hammock going in that area, and one cabinet turned around with the stereo equipment in it. And then on the other side of the wall was your foot lockers and the bunks and everything else in the whole 9 yards. And I had just kicked my roommate out of my room through the first sergeant because he kept going down and getting a VD from the girls. And I told him, the first sergeant, I didn't want him in there anymore. And plus I had rank on him, so I kicked him out. But what I used to do is sit there and sit in a hammock and put headphones on, turn on the stereo, twist up a fatty and sit there and get stoned and just listen to music, rocking back and forth in the hammock on my days off. I wasn't going to go downtown and get none of those girls, but that's what I did. And then when I ran out of music, I used to go to the base library, and the base library would sit there and they had a whole bunch of CD or cassette players. Remember, cassettes were really big back then. I know I'm old. And they sit there and they turn around, and you'd sit there and get the album, and you were able to sit there and could record it on cassette and then take it back to the room, and you'd have it, because you couldn't buy albums over there. You couldn't find it. I was having Nancy at the time, I was engaged to her, and at the time she was sending me albums over there. And the biggest one that we got over there was Emerson, Lake and Palmer, brain salad surgery. And that one, that one made an impression. Everybody wanted to borrow it, and I wouldn't let anybody have it.
Mm-hmm.
You can put music on a thumb drive.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. But trying to get it off the thumb drive is my problem, David.
It's easy. If you got a player with a USB drive, you just plug it in and it treats it like a CD.
Yeah. But I got this old receiver up here. You know the receiver. I got that old Yamaha sitting. I think it's Yamaha. Sitting out in the back patio. But then is sit there and I can turn around with and the funny thing about it is these speakers I got in 1972, 73, and they have been, let's see, they've Southeast Asia, then to Chicago, then out here. They've been out here probably and they still sound like the day I got them. I mean, I haven't been dumb enough to blow them up yet, but yeah, they still sound as good. Because I'll turn them on every now and then, and I'll get this from the wife. You're too loud. Turn it down. So, but that's where my two sons come in, sit there and help the old dumb guy, and sitting there going, what I can do and can't do is stereo wise. Because if you look, that's old style right there. That's a Denon. What is it? Hold on. Denon.
Mm-hmm.
And this little thing with the speakers kicks butt. I mean, yep, Tom, we did that. we checked albums out in the library, taped them at this home, and took them back. Yeah.
That was back when you could. Now you get in trouble for that.
No, but the on the base on the rec center at the bases they had a total room devoted to where if your format, and you got to remember 8-track at this time was going out and cassettes were coming in, but if they had it, the album in and then you wanted it, oh come on. And if you wanted it coming in, that you could sit there and check the album out, get a cassette, put it in, and the recording equipment was really good.
Mm-hmm.
And so you could record it, and they had booths set up all around where you had headphones, and you could sit there and listen to what you put on.
Yep.
But the bad thing about it is not too many people were really, really good in taking care of the vinyl as I am. My collection is darn good, and it's probably been played maybe 1 or 2 times, and then it was recorded and then stuffed back in. And I have special record, what do they call them, the vinyl sheaths that I don't know what you call them, sleeve that you sit there and you put it in. And I used to buy those special and put them in. I got 2 they're bigger than milk crates full of albums, and that's what's left in my collection. Oh, here's T-Dub. Walked in the door about 30 minutes ago, now finishing dinner. Oh, we'll get him here in a minute. Maybe, I don't know.
Just as I suspected.
Yep. You called it. And we're on for about 29 more minutes, and then we're off.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but that, yeah, the recording. So you were getting it, like the copyright laws were kicking in then on doing that? Is what you're telling me, Pat?
Yeah, now they are.
So I couldn't take Sammy Hagar's new album and do anything with it?
No, you could. It's just now it's well, that's where the law reads you can't do if you are if you're gonna try and profit from it. That's where they'll get you.
So if you don't profit, it's for, hey,
That's fine.
What's this album? Here you go, Pat.
Yeah, then it's okay in my mind.
Oh. Joe was buying all back his albums. He gave them all away when vinyl was going out. You can't sell it. No, I ain't selling none of my vinyl. No. This guy, oh wait. Nope. That guy. No, my sons are going to sit there and have fun dividing up the albums, including the CDs, because I definitely have an extensive CD collection too. So they'll have fun. I'll sit back and look down at them in the hereafter going, But then again, I keep playing the shit out of a handful of CDs too. I'll tell you what, you will come to a rocking house, come here on Saturday night after 9 o'clock, because Nancy goes to work at 9, or a little after, probably a quarter after 9. And the minute she goes, that little Denon gets cranked up with those speakers. Hold on, let me see him up there in the corner with those speakers, and I get this place jumping. And and in that cabinet down there, that's nothing full of CDs in front of the tripod right there. Yeah. So it's illegal. They think personal recording equipment is high quality enough to create value is what would they think, and so it's late. Okay, well, now, if I were to copy an album, which I say I have done in the past and everything else, it's been given to a friend or to a family member, and that's it. I don't make any money off it. I said, here, you need to listen to this. And that's what I do. Well, we're coming down to the end of it, and I need one more. God, it's got a hole in the bottom of this somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be back. It's all quiet.
Yeah, it is.
That's it, friends and family. Okay, that's what they was. It's illegal to think it's illegal. They think
So it's legal, is what it says.
So personal, I don't know. Okay. Well, the last couple of weeks I've been cutting it short, but I'm going to stay on until 4:30. See if we get T-Dub on. See what he's got to say. And his wonderful drive home. Hazy's probably sawing logs. What time is it in the UK? Ah, 12:07 on a Friday night. So yeah, but back to the recording of the music. That's what we did. I had a reel-to-reel. It was a TIAC, automatic reverse reel-to-reel, and it was an outstanding. I had probably, and I called them party tapes. I probably had 4 party tapes set up on the music I liked. And we'd have a party, and I'd sit there at the start of the party. I'd start the reel-to-reel and just let it go. I'd first clean it because I make sure it cleaned, it wouldn't get jammed up, and I'd start it, and you'd be at my party, and you'd never hear the same song twice, unless you're there really, really late. But it would sit there and play and go back and back. It was an awesome machine. And then when we were moving up here, I needed storage space and everything else. And I didn't want to put the reel-to-reel in the storage unit that we were renting at the time. And I asked my father-in-law at the time if I could store it down there. And he said, yeah. And I did with all the reel-to-reel tapes and the remote controls and everything else. And when I went down to retrieve it, it was gone. We did too. We regret giving that away. We were crazy to get rid of that stuff. Yeah, we were. Actually, probably the most heartbreak thing that I ever had in my entire life. I mean, the most really heartbreak thing that I had, if you want to think about it, is how many of you remember the Ben Franklin 5 and dime store? It used to be 5 and dime Ben Franklin store. Well, I worked at one, roughly my 4 years of high school, pretty much so. And then on the other time is I worked with my dad because they weren't open. Were they open on Sundays? No, we weren't open on Sundays. And and I worked there, and I filled the comic book display. Okay, I had Spider-Man issue #1, and I'd read it, and I put it in a plastic sleeve, and I store it in my closet. I kept every one of my Spider-Man comic books, and we went through and they sat there, and they're in the back of my brother Michael would sit there and go, would want to read them, and I said, you can read it and then put it back in the plastic sleeve and then sit there and put it there. Tapes would be no good now. Something chemically unstable in tapes. You could play it. I don't know who HO Motorsports has a pretty good time with his 8-tracks still.
Mm-hmm.
It's really amazing watching one of his videos. So back to the comic book. So I sit there and I store it. Well, I joined the military. Then I had my baseball card collection. I had that all stuffed in the corner of the box. Told my dad, sat there and said, Dad, it's all my stuff is in the corner. When I get established and everything else in the military, you know how it is because you were in the military. I'll come get that stuff. Okay, fine. Following spring, internet. Following
Told you not to
spring,
spray anything.
following spring, my mother threw it all out. Yeah. You're talking 4 years of a Spider-Man collection. Comic books came out once a week, and I started with #1. So, hence the reason why I'm not a multimillionaire today. So, I don't know. We're going on a couple minutes. We got T-Dub.
Yeah. I'm going to bounce at 2 hours, so.
Well, we're done at 2 hours. I'm only on for 2 hours, Pat. I don't like to drag it on unless we're having a really good time. And apparently we're not having a really good time. Well, we are having a good time for the
I'm just
conversation.
tired and I'm getting a headache now.
Lack of water.
Probably not. I've had that glass, so.
Hmm.
I had some this morning.
Okay. I think it's unfair that you didn't tell me those are wireless headphones, though.
I mean, well, why? I mean, I don't see any wires. I don't see any wires.
It's still not fair. Cassettes still play. I have tapes, and they're 40 euros. So do I, David. And that has a cassette player on it, and I play them on there every now and then.
Has 2 cassette players, if I remember correctly.
Oh, yeah, it does. And actually, I can record cassettes. Can you find me a blank cassette set? I can record some music. I don't know what I'm going to play it on except that.
I'm pretty sure you can find some blank cassette tapes.
Oh, yeah, you can find some blank VHS tapes. And that's the thing that kids is, hold on, formats, they all change. Just wait. Remember the beta? What was it? Beta tapes, the little dinky ones that were smaller than the VHS. What is it? Beta that came out, and you used to get movies on that. Amazon.com. Amazon.com. David's got everything.
No, I know he's right. 10-pack is only like $10.
Cassettes?
No, 5-pack. Yeah, 5-pack is only $22. Sorry.
Who are they made by?
Maxell.
Damn. They're still making tape? Oh, Pat, you got to Google VHS then on Amazon. Oh, dude.
You got an Amazon account. You can do it.
I'm busy drinking here. Come on. What was it? Oh, I was cleaning up. I got an old VHS player in the back of the closet in my upstairs. I was stumbled on that.
It's called a VCR.
Or VCR, VHS, VCR. I got a VCR. Anybody want it? Yeah, we're going to donate it probably to the Vietnam Veterans of America. Oh, here's another thing. Hold it. I'll put it out there. I got a 32-inch flat screen TV that I've had for the last 14 years. I was buying a new TV for the guest room, I can't say it's his old room. Nancy won't let me say that. It was his old room, but it's the guest room now. And so, in doing so, she says she wants a bigger TV for the bedroom. And I go, why? Well, Nancy's needs her glasses more than I do. I mean, she can't drive with her glasses. I can roughly drive without my glasses. She drives without her glasses. She's hitting shit. She wants a bigger TV in the room. And I said, okay, how big? Well, what do you mean? So now I'm going around the house measuring TVs. And the one in the TV room is 55 inches. One upstairs in the game room is 55 inches. The one in my hobby room is 32 inches. And the one in our bedroom was 32 inches. And she goes, well, I want it bigger than 32 inches. And I said, okay, fine. So I went and I got two 43-inch LG smart 4K TVs. And I put one in the bedroom. So now I got an extra, it's 14 years old, 32-inch TV that either I'm going to donate or give to somebody. Richard thought he was interested in it, but when he realized how old it was, and that TV's been great. And the funny thing about these flat screens, they'll go forever, pretty much so, until they start showing pixels in them. But yeah. All right, David, what's this? www.amazon.com VHS tapes. All right. Yep, they shoot. Amazon does have VHS tapes. Unique. Very unique. Okay. Well, we got about 14 minutes to go, and I am going to go for the full 2 hours. And and probably this will be it for Friday. Let's see. You got tomorrow, you got You Disney show, and Sunday you got Hazy Day show, and that's all I'm going to say about that. That's it. No more. And we'll go from there. Yeah, a kegerator this spring with a hammock on the back. Oh, that could be cool. That could be cool. A kegger on the back patio with a hammock, listening to music. And as long as the hose was right there at the hammock and I could pull off one, I think I can handle that. I'm not saying much, Pat. You're just going.
No, I'm just tired. I got to go to the mailbox still, pick up my stuff. And then I'm going to call about John's phone to see if it's ready.
John's phone?
I had to go get it fixed. He decided to fall into the pool with it in his pocket.
Fall in the pool with his phone in the pocket. Was that accidentally on purpose or just accidentally?
I don't know. He says it was an accident, but I don't think it was.
Oh.
Tip says he's on baby duty. He probably won't be getting on.
Oh. He is?
Yeah.
I just told him to jump in. Okay. It's a hell thing to come home, cook dinner, and then do baby duty.
It's all right.
Me. To each his own. You choose your own life in the world and how you. Oh, come on. Pat.
That's funny. I wouldn't even answer it.
Hello. Please leave a message.
Oh, now we get to listen to this.
Major email.
read your emails, and then he hangs up. Okay, but no, I mean, to each his own. How everybody spends or lives their lives is up to each
Mm-hmm.
individual. And whether
Yep.
it's good, bad, or whatever, how you spend your life or live your life might not be me, but
Mm-hmm.
not me. It's the choice of each of us make on living each other's life, living your life. I mean, I live my life the way I want to live my life, along with the partner I chose to live my life.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. That's funny. I've got a kick out of that. So, well, it's 4:20. Oh, 4:20. Well, I ain't got a fatty to twist up, not yet, but we will call it tonight. I want to thank everybody for coming in and having a good time, or I had a good time at least. Pat,
I
you had?
did.
Okay. And we'll pick you up next week at this time. And everybody have a good weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Don't drink and drive. And we'll catch you on the next one.
Good
Later.
you don't get caught.
Bye.
See you guys.